Loop makers, producers, what is going on, man? What is going on? 3, 4, 5, 6 people on a beat? Let's talk about it.
Bolo!
All right, so it's Thursday, September the 8th, and I was going to do a live about this, but I wanted this video to kind of stay up a little longer because this one is kind of close to the heart, and I'm going to tell you why. It was about 3 tracks this year that I did not get placed because I had a discrepancy with a particular loop maker. Now, it wasn't with the main loop maker who sent me the loop. It was actually with another loop maker that I didn't even know that was on the loop. I had some issues with it. The first issue was the person who was on the loop that I didn't know anything about it was they wanted a ridiculous advance that the label could not cover, okay? So that didn't work out. And really the artist was kind of there, but he wasn't really there, so I wasn't really worried about that. The second one, the manager of the third loop maker that was on this other beat that I did, it's the second beat I'm talking about, the manager of the third loop maker didn't know what the hell he was doing, and he basically slowed up the whole process. He slowed up the whole process, and it messed up everything. So I had to go without that one. So that's 2 beats right there that I could have potentially had placed that is gone. Now, the third track that did not get placed, we were dealing with a track that had 4 different people that were trying to get paid on the loop. At the end of the day, the artist's budget for the payout was $8,000. At the end of the day, they were using me to get the loop placed. I went ahead and got the loop placed, and then they come back and say, well, Bolo, you shouldn't have gotten the lion's share. We should have all split it up. At the end of the day, I didn't know that the song had 4 people on the loop. 4. And then they getting mad at me because I'm the one who got it placed. They came to me, they sent me the loop. Well, the first loop maker sent me the loop. I turned around, made a few phone calls, whatever, got the loop placed. I went in and added some drums to it, got the loop placed. Okay? And then they were saying that, hey, I think you're taking too much, even though they sent it to me and I'm the one that got it placed. But at the end of the day, I really was only taking half. So out of the 8, I was taking 4, and I was going to let them keep the other 4. Now, you guys let me know if you think that I was right or wrong with that, even though I was the one who actually got the song placed, but I don't know. I could be wrong, could be right, but at the end of the day, I just decided to pass on it because I feel like if I didn't get the beat, the song would have never got placed at all. You know what I'm saying? Well, the loop. If I didn't get the loop and I ain't add some drums to it, it never got placed at all. So that's just my feeling on it. But today we have an actual manager who actually put something up today that I seen on Producer Culture, and he said this. He goes by the name of Sorry Amigo. He says, you got to stop putting 3 to 4 loop makers / producers on one song. Finish it yourself. You think anybody wants to clear one song with 3 to 4 lawyers? Grow up, get some skill sets. I ain't gonna lie to you. At first, the whole loop game and everything was cool because it was kind of making things easier, and then all I had to do was just share a little bit of money and some splits. But right now, this is getting out of hand. Out of hand. Me, I used to do all of my beats by myself, and I had no issues, no problems. If I decided if I wanted to charge a producer, I would charge a producer. If I didn't, I didn't. And it was all good. I would still get my publishing. Everything would come through me. Everything would be straight. Now, I did have to deal on some issues with writers and stuff like that. Say, for instance, an artist had a writer. I would keep my 50%. They would split their 50%. It was all good. But for some reason, a lot of these producers don't understand that. Back in the day, it was so many songs where it could be several people that were producers on the song or contribute to the song. And there's a lot of writers on these songs. And everybody made peace and harmony. But nowadays, you get these producers who don't have any placements, don't really have any type of stepping stone in the game, and then they're acting like complete assholes. I'm just going to say it. They're acting like complete assholes. And they're making my job harder. Now, it's already hard enough as it is because I'm an older producer and I don't really produce for a lot of these younger guys. But for the people I do come across and for the people that comes to me, I try to get them the best deal because at the end of the day, I'm not one of the biggest producers in the world. Hey, you know what I'm saying? I'm doing my thing on YouTube. I made a hit that sold a lot of records, and I've done a few other things that sold some records. But I'm not on the level of some of these other big producers right now. Let's just be honest. But at the end of the day, if I'm trying to get a placement, I don't need to be sitting here dealing with 4 to 5 different lawyers. I mean, just for real. If you're a loop maker out there, and I'm just talking to the loop makers who might be the head loop maker at the time, and you're saying, okay, hey, I want to see this loop over that me and my guys did. Me, to be honest, what I would tell you guys is you be the lead guy. You say, listen, everything's going to go through my lawyer. We're going to get everything straight, and I'm going to make sure everybody is paid. We're going to make sure your names are all in the paperwork. Everything is going to be done. Cool. One lawyer, okay? One entity. One lawyer. Me, I have my lawyer. We're done. Finito. Or, however we can go through mine or however you want to do it. But it is too much confusion, too much stuff going on with a lot of loop makers. If you are a loop maker and you're somebody who can make a loop and play all the instrumental parts yourself and make dope stuff, I'm telling you right now, try to do it yourself, because the way this thing is going, a lot of people are going to lose a lot of money and a lot of opportunities just because you might have a bad apple in your little loop circle, okay? When I used to make beats with people before they came in, I would say, look, if we're working on this together, we're splitting this down the middle. If I got to send this to somebody else and they get it placed to do whatever, we got to go by their rules. Just being honest, we have to go by their rules because they are the ones who are helping us get this placement. We don't have the contacts, we don't have to connect, so we got to play by their rules. If we don't play by the rules, we lose. That's how it was back in the day. Now people are trying to play by their own set of rules that just don't apply. So I'm saying this, if somebody sends me a loop and I have to go out, either find an artist or an artist comes to me for a certain track, and I play a loop for them and I put the drums and stuff behind it and sequence everything and put it all together, and they want the track, I'm basically saying is, hey, I did most of the work. So I would get the lion's share of everything. And I think that's only fair in every situation. And I've done it myself. When I would make beats for other producers, they would get it placed on their artists or whatever, and they would tell me, hey, this is what I got left for you. Either I could say yay or nay. I wouldn't cry about it. I wouldn't bitch about it. I would just do what I have to do. And a lot of times I would say, you know what, that's fair. They would sometimes say, hey, look, out of the 50%, I'm taking 30, you taking 20 because I had to do the work. I have no problem out of that. None. We split the money that way. We split the publishing that way. Everything is good. But now all of a sudden, you got people who have never got any placements, never done anything, and now the lawyer turns back and says, we want 10 grand. Come on, man. Are you kidding me? So yes, I think this manager is speaking some truth. And I think that for all you guys who want to be loop makers, I want you guys to start thinking with your brains, okay? If you are working with other loop makers, do it like how guys used to do it back in the day when you used to have these super producer camps where it might be 4 or 5 people producing on one song. They did it under one entity, one contract, one everything. That way we can keep the paperwork and everything cool, because now if you got to get a lawyer and this person gets a lawyer, this person gets a lawyer, you're going to be spending more money when you could have just did everything under one entity. That way you might have been just 2 lawyers and everything is done. So yeah, it's starting to become a problem right now. I'm pretty much done using loop makers. I'm starting to just do everything myself right now, and I'm feeling a lot better. And I think a lot of you guys are going to end up in a bad situation if you keep pulling stuff like that. All right. So for all you loop makers, I love you guys loops. I love what you guys are doing, but try to keep the loops down to about 2 people. Like, it doesn't take that much. And if you do want to use more people, do it all under one lawyer, one contract, and get all that stuff together. And that way everybody can save money and actually make more money. If you agree with this, let me know by hitting the thumbs up. If you do not agree, hit that thumbs down. You guys know I really don't care. And I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Hope you guys learned something from it. And like I always say, peace out.